This is the Faxon Firearms Sentinel. Chambered in 308, it's Faxon's take on the AR-10 platform, which we all know is 5 ARs less dangerous than the AR-15. But more accurately for you firearm autists out there, this is actually a DPMS LR308 patterned rifle. But since Faxon refers to all the parts as AR-10 parts, I'm going to call them AR-10 parts and call this an AR-10 just for simplicity's sake moving forward. Faxon Firearms, mainly known for their quality barrels and other firearms parts, also offer a number of complete firearms such as this one, the Sentinel, on their website. As seems to be the standard these days on YouTube, we're going to start going from the tip to the butt of the rifle. On the front here we have the Huxwrx Flow 762 Ti with the proprietary Huxwrx muzzle brake for 30 cal, obviously because we're running 308. Originally this gun comes with the Faxon Firearms Muzzlelock style brake, 3 ports, very effective, very loud, but to be fair, the Huxwrx muzzle brake is quite loud as well, so obviously without the suppressor on there. Next we have a 18-inch fluted heavy barrel, so this gun does have some weight to it, and hence you can get away with using the heavy barrel, but it is fluted to take some of that weight out as well. So we have an aluminum Faxon M-Lock handguard here. Nice handguard, I've been quite pleased with it. Beneath the aluminum handguard we have a rifle length gas system from Faxon themselves with a Faxon gas block. For the bolt carrier group, as you can see, it is clear. We have a Faxon super finished bolt carrier group, ambi safety, so we got it here on both sides. We do have a Rise Armament Faxon trigger. If you aren't familiar with Rise Armament, they make aftermarket triggers. This trigger is fantastic. As you can see, we're clear here, so I'm going to ghost this trigger, and so you can kind of get an idea of just how light that trigger press is. I'll come from this side so you can see it better. Yeah, it's a nice flat trigger, very little pressure, and a brake. So we're gonna push that trigger. Beautiful. Brake. Back. Let's see what that resets like. And travel. Oh, right there. Very tactile sounding reset. Very nice to work with. No creep after the reset either going forward. It just resets all the way to the front, and then that pressure, and you're good to go. We do have an ambi bolt release, so we've got the standard controls from an AR-15 on this back side, which I'll roll some footage in of that. We do have here under, we have the magazine release and the bolt release on the ambidextrous on the right side as well as the left. It does not have a bolt catch on the right side of the gun, only the bolt release. Bolt catch just operates as normal on an AR style bolt release and bolt catch on the left side. Here we've got a B5 Systems grip and stock. I'm a very big fan of these. Very good texture to them, very good angle. I really like the angle, that straighter angle when using this rifle. Now for the optic. We have a Swampfox optic. This is their Warhawk Recce Mil Precision Scope. It is illuminated, which is nice. It does also have the edge reticle, so you don't have to have it illuminated if you don't, or if your batteries run out. It comes in this Swampfox mount as well, and that covers everything on the rifle. The Sentinel line of rifles that Faxon offers here, it comes in a few different calibers and barrel lengths. So right here we have the 18-inch 308. I've owned this rifle for just over a year now. The can obviously took a little bit longer to get. I got this all as a package together as part of a giveaway. Imagine that. They actually work. Obviously the can took a little bit longer because this was back before suppressor wait times were cut down a little bit. So I'd say the first 150 rounds or so through this rifle were unsuppressed, followed by another 100 or so through suppressed. With that, the only round that I had an issue with was one solitary 308 that was from a mixed bag of ammunition that a friend brought that was old and likely had a hard primer, and resulting in a light primer strike. So I chalked that up to really just an ammo issue, not anything to do with the gun. That being said, there are some drawbacks to this gun. First being weight. It's to be expected with a 308 battle rifle style gun. It's going to be heavier. So the rifle by itself without any of these attachments comes in at 8 pounds. The optic itself is another 1.85, so that gets us up to almost 10 pounds. And then the muzzle device and the suppressor. The suppressor is titanium, so it's fairly lightweight, but the muzzle device with Huxwrx, if you haven't felt them, they are kind of heavy. That being said, the original brake was pretty heavy, so I'm going to kind of wash it out, and we'll say about 11 pounds. After adding the mount, maybe a little bit more. So just be aware of that if you're looking into it. Another thing to be aware of is the price point, which we cannot mention here on YouTube, but if you happen to go to a specific website regarding the maker of this firearm, you'd be able to find any pricing there. So those are the cons. The pros, I think, outweigh the cons. We have a Faxon barrel, which Faxon barrels are known for being very accurate while still maintaining a decent price point. Additionally, as I discussed before, the ambidextrous features are very convenient. I haven't found myself really using the ambidextrous bolt release. Really, it's more the safety that I find to be useful. That's personal preference. You may have a different experience. Overall, so where it's a semi-automatic AR-10 style gun, the recoil on this is very minimal. Most of the people I take out shooting with it see me shoot it and get a little hesitant if it's not suppressed, just due to the concussive effect of the muzzle brake. But that muzzle brake or the suppressor as well really tame that recoil, in addition to the weight that we were discussing earlier. And last but not least, as discussed before, the trigger is fantastic. Easily the best trigger I have in any of my collection. That hopefully will change in the future as I start adding and customizing different builds and such. But right now, this Rise Armament Faxon trigger is fantastic. All right, so in conclusion, my thoughts on the rifle. I am a big fan of it. It helps that it's free, that the whole setup was free. But even if it wasn't, the price point seems to match what the quality that you're getting out of it. So I've been very pleased with it. It's been very reliable. Like I said, only that one malfunction due to ammo. And I will be putting it through more of its paces throughout the life of the gun. And I may provide an update video later in the future, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you do have any questions, feel free to throw it in the comments. I will do my best Googling attempt to get you an accurate answer if I don't know the answer straight off. So thank you for watching. I'm Tikal. This is Tactical Guns. We'll see you next time.